The question asks us to create two classes, album and song, right? Okay, so let's create a album.java, create a file called as album.java, and also we need to have a song.java. Okay, so this is the first clue we know. You know what? When you are stuck in the question, right? Sometime if you don't know where to proceed, right? Try to write it out. Okay, sometime it will come out naturally. This one is album. Okay, so this is your general skeleton of the album and song. So let's look at the next instruction. The instruction tell you all the album require the following class field. Okay, so let's open side by side our screenshot class field. This one class field PN. Okay, in the album, right, you know you need a class field. So we add a comment. Okay, so the first one is we need to have the artist. Okay, artist. So this is the name of the person or the band. So you tell me what is the data type? Yes, good job. So private string of our artist, as simple as this. We are done the first part, so we get the first mark. And then second mark, he asked the title. We know this title is also a string. Okay, so title. Next, we need to have release year, the year of the album. This release year, what is the data type? Yes, good job. So it is integer of the release year, like this. And then we have a song list. Song list is an array of the song object. Okay, it need to be in the class field. Okay, it need to be in the class field in here. So private. Okay, private song. Okay, the data type is actually song array. Okay, so we follow back the name. Okay, so that it's easier to follow. Okay, so we don't need to remember that much thing. Okay, song list like this. This is the array. What is the last thing we need to do? The worksheet tell us, right, the length of the album. Okay, the length of the album. Methods calculate the total play item of the album in seconds. This is not a class field. This is calculated on the fly. Can you tell me what do you understand about this sentence? We generally the sentence mean, right? Okay, the sentence mean you have a method. Okay, you have a method that calculates the total play time. How do I know the total play time? If I want to know the total play time, most likely most likely this song array should have the song duration. I expect this song class would have the duration to calculate the length of the album. Do you agree? Okay, so we got a few class component. Okay, let's do our quick revision. Let's see how much you understand. We got a few class component. Try to recall your memory without referring the slide. Try to recall your memory. What is the class components? What are the class components? First, we have actually we got class constant first. Okay, class constant. We have class constant and then with class fields. Okay, class fields. What else do we need? What is the rest of the class components? You tell me. Any idea? Good job. We got three constructors. Okay, we got three constructors. The three constructor is default, alternate, and also copy constructor. Okay, and then what else do we got in the class component? Good, very good. So we got a mutator. Okay, we got mutator, which is also known as the setter. Okay, and also we have a getter. Okay, we also have the accessor, 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 also known as the getter. And then last but not least, what else do we got? Yes, thank you for reminding me. Actually, I totally forgotten. We got toString, and also what yes, very good. We got the equals method, and also what else? Actually, there is one more thing. The clone method is optional. The clone not taught in your PDI. It's okay. And then what else do we got? The last one. The last one is actually optional. Okay, optional private submodule, private or public private or public. But it is very less likely, very less likely it will be public. So I would say, right, it is optional private submodule. If you want to make the module as public, right, most likely, right, you can categorize it under getter. In my opinion, if you have a submodule in this class, if the submodule in this class is public, right, most likely you can make it as getter. Okay, so this is the class component. So let's start to write our class. By the way, our album.java for our demo purpose, right? Okay, for our demo purpose. Let me think first. Let me think. For let's write the fifth one first, okay? Let's write the fifth one first before we go and finish this thing, okay? Before we finish this thing, let's write the fifth thing one. So we got a length of the album, right? Okay, we got a length of album. So make sure first your naming is meaningful, okay? So we have a public method, okay? We have a public method. So public, what is the data type? Seconds. What is the data type for seconds? Is it integer? Oh yeah, it can be double also, right? Okay, I assume, okay? I assume it's double, okay? So public double of, as I told you before, if you want to make the method, as public, okay? If you want to make this method as public, right? You might as well make it as get, okay? Make it as get. The keyword is get. So get, give me a good name. What is a good name? Come, think a good name. What is a good name? No good enough. Total time. What is the total time? What are we counting? Give me a gooder name. Album total time. Length of album. Album total time. Length of album method calculate total play time. Okay, good enough. I accept it. Get album total time. Get album total time. Like this. Okay, let me see. Length of the album method calculate the total play time of the album in seconds. So, okay, good enough. So I expect, right? Okay, I expect we have a class field. So we have a class field of, let's say, double result. Okay, and then we need to iterate. Okay, we need to iterate for this song list. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than our song list dot length. Okay, song list of the length. And then we need to count it. Okay, so result plus equal, okay, our song list. Okay, the Soaring current index. The soaring current index maybe get what? Look at here. What is it? Yes, good job. So it's a get time. As simple as this. And lastly, don't forget. Okay, don't forget. After you count all the result, you need to return the result. That's all. Okay, that's all. Double result is equal to 0.0. To fix, we need to initialize it so that we can fix it. Easy, you get half of the mark already after you implement all of this. Any question about this part? Okay, so let's go and implement the private class field. So in the songs, we got 3 class field. Okay, so the first class field is we have a name. Okay, so this is the name, and also we got a time. The time, as we said it just now. Okay, we said it just now. It needs to be double. Okay, so we write double, and also this should be return the time like this. And lastly, we got the genre. I don't know how to pronounce it. Genre. So we need to have a genre of the song. So this is most likely a string also. So private string generally. Like this, we are done. Like this only. So right now, after you finish writing this part, right, as you can see, don't be afraid to write code. Okay, you start to write it, follow the list, follow the order. Everything come naturally. Okay, everything come naturally. So you go to the album. Now we already done part 1. Okay, we already done part 1. Right now we don't have class constant. Okay, not right now we don't have class constant. This is optional. Okay, most likely our class usually would have class fields. After we done part 1, okay, we have done part 1 already. Now let's go and write part 2. Okay, part 2 we need to write all 3 constructors. Usually when I write my constructors, I follow the order of default constructor first. Okay, so I need to write my default constructor. Okay, but my default constructor, right, my comment or my block comment is not correct yet. Okay, my block comment is not correct. Later you go home, right? Okay, later you go home, make sure you write the full comment. Okay, make sure you write your full comment. Okay, so in our default constructor, right, we need to initialize everything. Okay, we need to initialize everything. So we can do a simple initialization. Okay, artist. Who is the artist you like? You tell me. Actually, I don't know who to think. Who is the good artist? Blackpink. How you like that? And then we need to do the title. Okay, title. What is the title? Actually, I don't know the title. Title maybe new song. Okay, the title is a new song. New song name like this. Okay, and then we have a release year. The release year, then we initialize it. Release year is equal to, let's say, 2022. And then let's say we need to also initialize the song list. Okay, so song list. Okay, song list is equal to new song. Okay, new song of, let me think. New song. new song size of, let's say 2. But we don't like number. Okay, we don't like put number. Okay, this is very bad in our coding standard. We don't like a general number. So what should we do? What should we do? We need to convert this number become the class constant. Do you understand? Okay, then we need to convert this number. Okay, we need to convert this number become a class constant. So our class constant is, let's say this one. Okay, so it need to be, let's say, private. Okay, let's say this class constant is used within this class only. If this constant is used within this class, not anywhere else, we put as private. So public static, private static final integer of, let's say, give it a name. Let's say default song number. Okay, default song. If you have multiple words, okay, when you write a constant, when you have multiple words like this, make sure you separate it with underscore. Okay, separate it with underscore. So you need to replace it. Okay, replace this default. This 2, right? Very ugly in programming. We don't like it. Okay, we don't like it. So we replace it. Replace it with our default. Okay, default song number. Typo. Default song number like this. Okay. Good. If you write it like this, exam will give you full mark. Very good. This means you understand our programming standard very well. Okay. Also, when you initialize a song array, okay, when you initialize the song array, you cannot just put a new array. You actually need to initialize. You need to initialize what we call, you need to initialize the song element. Okay, you need to initialize the song element. So to initialize the song element, right? So song list of the index 0 okay, song list of the index 0 is equal to new song like this one. Okay, like this one, and similar to element 1. So element 0 and element 1, you need to initialize the song element to prevent any error. Up until here, is it okay? Is everything okay? Okay, if it is okay, right, we have done our default constructor. Okay, we have done the default constructor. Now let's go and write the alternate constructor. Okay, this is our alternate constructor. Our alternate constructor, right, we need to pass in this type of thing. Okay, so we have string of our in artist. Okay, in artist like this. In artist. Okay, and album must have at least one song. At least one song. Okay, now we know. Now we know. At least one song. At least one song. So in here, let's do a proper naming. Okay, let's do a proper naming. So instead of call it as default song number, right, let's call it as minimum. Okay, minimum song number. Okay, our minimum song number is equal to 1. So we know that the minimum is 1. So just initialize element 0 like this one. Is it okay? We need to also, okay, we need to also limit maximum song as 10 song. Okay, we need to limit it to maximum 10 song. So okay, so this is our hints. Okay, this is our hints. This is our hints for our alternate constructor. Okay, this is the hints for alternate constructor. So let's copy it. Okay, let's copy it and then paste it in our album. Okay, so this is our hints. An album, okay, an album must have at least one song and no more than 10 songs. Okay, this is the first requirement. The artist title and song list cannot be blank. Okay, and the year. Okay, the year cannot be blank and must also not before 1965. This is the hints. Okay, this is the hints you need to do validation in our alternate constructor. So we got a string of in artist. Right now you know. Okay, right now you know. You cannot just set this okay, you cannot just set this. You need to use our setter. Okay, you need to use setter. Okay, let me finish write this first. Let me finish write this first. We got this class field. Okay, we got all of this class field. If you got all of these class fields, right, we finish write all of these class field in the alternate constructor first. So we got our string of in artist, we got string of title. Okay, we got string title, we got integer of, actually better call it as in title. Okay, in title, and then we got integer of in. release year, and also we got a song. Okay, we got song array of the song list. So far, is it okay? Okay, after we import all of this, right? After we import all of this in our alternate constructor, now we need to write our setter and getter. Okay, these are all of the getter. Okay, let's group it together first. Okay, let's group it, and then we are going to place it under. Okay, we are going to place it under our constructor. Okay, we place it under constructor. So add a comment first. Okay, add a comment. Let's say if you are using a setter, then write a comment. You are doing a mutator first. Okay, this is all the setter, and then write a comment also. Okay, write a comment for accessor also. If you are doing a getter, then you move on. Okay, move the getter, move it under the comment. Okay, group it nice and neatly. Okay, group it nice and neatly. So right now, okay, right now you need to call the set artist. Okay, you need to call the set artist. By the way, I don't like the variables like this. Okay, I don't like the variable of. You see, it's very confusing. I know. Okay, I know. This artist, right? This artist is going to set to the class view here. Okay, this class view. Okay, this class view. You see, it's very confusing. Okay, it's very confusing. So what I usually do, okay, what I usually do is I will rename this lah. Okay, call it as in. Okay, add the in variable so it's more clear. So this is title, right? So we rename it become in title. So if this is release year, so we call it as in release year like this. If this is song list, okay, we rename it. Okay, we rename it become in song list like this. Okay, so our artist our artist is simply like this only. Set artist. Okay, so let's look at here. Okay, let's look at here. The note given to you for the exam say the note say, right, the artist, the title, and the song list cannot be blank. Okay, cannot be blank. So let me ask you or do you need 5 minutes break first? Do you need 5 minutes break before I continue? It's okay mean you need it, or it's okay meaning you don't need the break? No need. Okay, if no need, then I continue. Okay, no need, I continue. The artist, the title, and song, right, cannot be blank. Okay, if we want to check whether it's blank or not, how do we check it? Can you tell me how? How do we check this? How do we make sure? Okay, how do we make sure the artist, title, and song list cannot be blank? We check the null like this. Okay, we check the null like this. If our in artist, okay, if our in artist equal to null like this, okay, you cannot use dot equals. Cannot. Okay, do you know why I say you cannot do this? You cannot do this. In artist artists dot equals. You cannot do this. You know why? You know why I say you cannot do this? Why I say cannot do this? Yes, it is something about the equals method. But why cannot? I give you a hint. If you're in artist let's say if it's really null. Okay, let's say if our in artist is really null, what would happen? Why cannot? Because if it's really null, right, it will cause null pointer exception. Okay, it will cause null pointer exception. Is this after I write this code, right? Okay, that's why that's why you cannot use the equals method. Can you imagine? Let's say if it's like this. Can you imagine? Let's say if it's like this. You are calling you are calling the null. Okay, it's equivalent. Okay, it's equivalent. You're calling the null. Null got equals method, man. Null's got equals method. Don't have, right? Null don't have an equals method. That's why, right? Okay, that's why. If our in artist just now, if our in artist just now is truly null, okay, if our in artist just now is truly null, it will cause a null pointer exception. That's why, okay, that's why, right? We need to compare it like this. Okay, we want to compare it like this first. Understand? Okay, good. Is it that's all? We want to check whether the artist title and song list cannot be blank. Is this checking enough? Is it that all? Anything else we need to add? In the Boolean logic, we are still missing one more condition. What is the condition we need to check? Okay, I tell you the answer. If it's not null, right? Okay, if it's not null, we need to check whether it is not blank. Okay, we need to check. So we use an OR operator. Okay, we need to check whether it's null, or we need to check whether our in artist is equals to empty string like this. Okay, we need to check it like this. If our in artist is equal to null, or our in artist is equal to empty string, then we need to throw. Okay, we need to throw a new illegal argument exception. New illegal argument exception with the message. Okay, with the message, the artist. Okay, the artist cannot be blank or null like this. If there is no exception, okay, if there is no exception, then only we set it to the class field. So we know okay, we know we need to do it for our title title and our song list also. So we do the same to the title. Okay, so this is supposed to be here. This one is our in title, and our in title. Like this one. This one is title and also our song list. Okay, we need to check if let me ask you how do I write the setter of song list? This is a trick question. Okay, this is a trick question. How do I write this one? You see, okay, you read your question instruction. Your question already tell you, okay, the question already tell you your album, okay, must have at least one song. Okay, must have at least one song. So, okay, so you need to check, okay, you need to check whether it's now. Okay, you need to check first whether it's now. If it's not now, okay, if it's not now, right, you need to do one more checking, okay, you need to do one more checking. Else, okay, if our in song list, okay, if our in song list is less than our minimum, okay, less than our minimum song number, we know our, let's say our in song list dot length, okay, if our in song list length is less than our minimum number, you need to throw an exception, okay, the song list cannot be less than one song, okay, else one more criteria, okay, one more criteria, our in song list is, let's say if it's more than, okay, if it's more than our max song, then we also need to throw the exception. The song list cannot be more than 10 songs like this one. Else, okay, else, right, actually we don't need else already. We can just direct set this. Else is redundant. Then we also need to create a constant. This constant, okay, this constant is maximum song number is 10. Okay, it's asked by your question. Okay, it's asked by your question. The album, right, must have at least one song and also no more than 10 songs. That's why, okay, that's why, right, we need to perform validation. Okay, we need to perform validation. Let me ask you, is this correct? Is this correct? What if it's also can 没问题 can also, you are right, you can also write if, but if you write a if you need to add a space, you need to add a space for readability. But I don't want to write space, too long. Let's keep it else if, okay, let's keep it else if, because I don't want to write extra space. So else if right now the creation, okay, right, can we direct put the in song list to the song list like this? Can we do this, right? Is line 92 even correct? The answer is, if I ask like this, confirm it's not correct lah, okay, it's not correct. You cannot just write like this, you cannot just pass in the song parameter, okay, you cannot just pass in the song list parameter and set it to here. Okay, our object is reference. Okay, our object is reference. If you want to copy an array, to another array, what should you do? You need to use a for loop. Okay, you need to use a for loop to iterate the old list. Okay, you need to iterate the old list to copy to the new list lah. Okay, so if everything have no problem, if everything no problem, so we use a for loop lah. Okay, for I equals 0, I is less than our in song list length, and then you tell me what should be the code inside. Our song list I, okay, our song list I is equal to what? In song list I. If you say it's equal to in song list I, right, this doesn't make any difference. Okay, this doesn't make any difference. So what should we do instead? What should we do in here? We need to use the what? Song copy constructor lah. We need to use the song copy constructor. Song. Okay, we need to use the song copy constructor like this. Can you understand? So line 97 is not correct already. Okay, line 97 is not correct. So we can remove it. Can you understand? Okay. Right now, right, okay, right now, you want to copy the in song list to our class field, correct or not? Okay, if you want to copy this to the class field, right, so you first make a new, new song array, okay, you want to make a new song array. So we need to prepare to make a copy, okay, so we initialize it as the length, so for I equals 0 until the in song list length, right, we need to iterate it, okay, so our song list of the current I is equal to song of the in song list I index, but this in song list I index, right, this is the element, okay, this is the element. The element of this song list, right, is a song, okay, it is a song. This is a song, okay, when you look at the element, right, it's just a song, okay, this in song list, okay, this in song list element is a song, this element is a song. So we pass into the copy constructor, okay, we copy a construct, we use the copy constructor, right, and then then we set it to here. We need to add a new keyword also. Okay, can follow? Okay, then we have done. Okay, we have done the set song list. Lastly, okay, lastly, right, the question gives you a hint. Okay, the question gives you a hint. The year cannot be blank. Okay, the year cannot be blank and must also be before 1965. By the way, I am planning. Okay, I am planning the in release year. Okay, the in release year, right, I plan to take in a string argument first. Okay, because when you read from a file, for example, okay, when you read from a file, for example, right, sometime we need to pass it manually. Okay, we need to pass it manually. So our string might be our year. Okay, our year, although it sounds like integer. Okay, but we take in a string argument. For this part, is it okay? I change it become a string. Okay, so I will change the set release year. Okay, I will change the set release here. This one initially is a string first. Okay, initially is a string first. So the same thing. Okay, the same thing. We need to check whether it's null or empty first. Okay, if our in release here, if our in release here is equal to null or our in release here is equal to empty. Okay, so we tell the user the release here cannot be blank or null. Okay, if it's not empty, if it's not null, right, then we have a variable. Okay, we have a variable. So let's say we call this as integer temporary year. Integer temporary year is equal to, actually don't need. You can just use direct, just use the release year. Release year is equal to, you want to try to pass the integer. So we use integer. Okay, integer dot pass integer. Okay, we want to try to pass the in release year like this. When we pass our integer, right, we need to use a try catch block also. Okay, we need to use a try catch block also. Because because why we need to use a try catch block? You know why? Because there is possibility. Okay, there is a possibility that there is a exception. Okay, so if there is a number format exception, okay, if there is a number format exception, right, we need to, maybe let's say we want to throw a new illegal argument exception. Okay, so we throw a new illegal argument exception, say the release year provided is not a number like this, something like this. If everything is okay, then we pass it. Else, then that's all. Up until here, is everything okay? Okay, so we have done. Okay, we have done writing our setter. Okay, we have done writing the setter. So we call set artist. Okay, and then we call set title. Okay, we call set title and we call set year. Okay, we call set release year, and last but not least, we call our set our song list of the. This one is actually in song list. In song list like this. In song list like this. Okay, then we are done with our alternate constructor. Everything so far so good. This is the release year setter. We take in a string argument. Okay, take in a string argument. If it's null, okay, if it's empty, then we throw an exception. The release year cannot be blank or null. Else, okay, if this is fine, okay, if this is fine, then we want to try. Okay, we want to pass the integer. Okay, we try to pass the string become integer. Like this. So if there is an exception, okay, if there is an exception, we tell the user there is a exception. Is it okay? Here. I already passed it. I put it to our line 12. Okay, is everything okay? Okay. And then lastly, we need to write our copy constructor. Okay, we need to write our copy constructor. Okay, our copy constructor, we take in the album. Okay, we take in the album and so on and so forth. So our artist, okay, so our artist is equal to our in album dot get album and artist. Okay, get artist, and then our title. Okay, our title is equal to in album dot get title. Okay, and then our release year is equal to in album dot get release year. Okay, and lastly our song list. Okay, our song list is equal to our in album dot get song list. We are done. Is this part okay? Okay, then we need to do a little modification. Okay, we need to do a little modification. Let me ask you, in line 142, is this correct? If we are returning an array, okay, if we are returning an array, can we directly return our class field? Is this this correct way to do it? Why no? If the answer is no, what should we do? Yes, good job. We need to use for loop also, okay? We need to use for loop, just like this one, okay? Just like this one. We need to use a for loop. As you see, okay, as you see, if there is repeatable code, okay? There is repeatable code. If there is repeatable code, right? Let me ask you, what should we do? Yes, good. So we need to final component, okay? Final component, which is the optional, okay? Which is the optional private submodule, okay? We need to write our private submodule. So we add a comment first, as usual. Private, let's say this submodule, okay? This submodule, right, is for make a copy, okay? For make a copy. So private song array, okay? We return a song array. Private song array of copy song list like this, copy song list. And then we take in the arguments, we take in arguments, let's say this one, okay? We take in the arguments like this, so it will be like this. So song array, okay? Song array of, let's say I call this as copy, okay? Let's say I call this as copy. Copy song list is equal to new song of our in song length. Okay, for I equals 0, I less than our in song length. So our copy song list I is equal to new song of the in song list. Finally, okay, finally we return, okay, we return the copy song list like this. Can follow? Okay, so right now, we don't need this section anymore, okay, we don't need this section anymore. We can directly use our submodule. So our song list, okay, our song list is equal to copy, okay, we use our copy song list of our in song list, and then we can remove our entire code, okay, we can remove our entire code like this. Can follow? Okay, and then similar to our get song list, okay, our get song list, right, we need to use the copy song list also, okay, we need to use our copy song list. So it will be like this, okay, it will be like this. So we need to return, okay, we need to return of the copy song list like this, okay, we need to return copy song list of our song list like this. Is this part okay? This is the beautiful part about method, okay, this is the beautiful part about method. You see, we just write so less thing, okay, so less thing, okay, so we are done, okay, we are done with our copy constructor. So let's double check, okay, let's double check. Did we miss any component? We already write class constant, we write class field already, we write three constructors already also, we write mutator already also, we write accessor also, but we haven't write toString, right? Okay, we haven't write toString. So let's write toString. So toString, okay, toString is under accessor, okay, toString is under accessor. So we need to write a toString method. So to write a toString method, right, you need to add the override keyword, okay, you need to add the override keyword. So we need to, let's say, declare a string, let's say message, okay, string message is equal to empty, okay? So and then return message like this. So and then maybe you need to print all of the things in here in the class field. So we have artist title, release year, song list. So many. So string message is equal to artist title. Actually, we can just like return. You need to add a space. Artist plus title, and then release year, and then with a song list, okay, with a song list, we call toString method, call the toString method like this, and then we need to maybe add a space, or maybe something beautiful like this, and then this one, okay, this one actually we can directly do this, we can just return like this, can follow? Yeah, can. Lastly we have a, what else? We have a most difficult, not difficult, most tedious one. This one is very tedious. This is a equals method. We need to write the equals method. This equals method, very 头疼, this equals method. So if our obj, okay, if our obj is instant of, okay, if our obj is instant of our album, okay, we need to do this. So we need to initialize boolean stem is equal to 4 like this. So if it's instant of album, then stem, okay, stem is equal to artist, okay, artist dot equals of, we need to typecast first, okay, we need to typecast first. So our album, okay, album of our in album is equal to typecast it, okay, typecast our album, typecast the obj, okay, typecast the obj become in album. So if our artist, okay, if our artist is equal to our in album dot get get artist, okay? And also and this is just compare. And also, okay? And also if our what else, artist and title, okay? If our title is equals to our in album dot get album, get title, sorry, get title, and also the release year. If our release year is equal to in album dot get release year, and then and also what else, song list. If our song list, we need to write the equals method. So tired, yeah, I feel so lazy to write the song list equals method. Okay, we need to compare. Okay, we need to compare the in album. Okay, we need to compare the in album song list with our song list. As I told you before, we cannot just direct do this. Okay, we cannot do this. Song list is equal to in album dot get song list. We cannot do this. Okay, we cannot do this. We just cannot do this. We need to write a method. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. We just cannot do this. Okay, so right now let's go and start to write the methods. Let me add a comment first. Compare. Okay, now let's do the last comparison. Line 170. Okay, line 170. We need to make a private. Okay, private submodule. So private boolean. Okay, boolean of compare song list. Okay, compare song list. Okay, private compare song list, and also the parameter. The parameter is also equal to in song list. So let me think. So we need to check. We need to follow for I equals 0. We need to iterate. Okay, we need to iterate this album. Okay, we need to iterate this album. This one. Okay, we need to iterate this one. We want to iterate this one compared with our past field. Okay, so we start using a boolean. Boolean same is equal to. We need to check whether our song list dot length is equal to in song list, is equal to our in song list length. If it's same, if it's same, then only we want to continue compare, okay? So it will be same, return. We want to return the same boolean. If the true length is equal, okay? If the true length is equal, then only we continue to compare. So we can start, okay? We can start comparing. We use a do while loop. Okay, we use a do while loop. Do while. We want a do while loop. While is same. While is same. Okay. While the array length is same, then we want to continue looping. So we want to declare an index. Okay. Just like a for loop. Okay. Just like a for loop. But I'm using a do while loop only. Okay. Just like a for loop. Just like a for loop. I need to iterate. Okay. We need to iterate it. But I just use this do while loop because we need to stop. Okay. We need to stop. So integer I is equal to 0. Okay. Integer I is equal to 0. Okay. So we just put it on. Okay. Same. Okay. Same as same. Same is equal to. Okay. Same is equal to what? Same is equal to song list. Song list. Okay. Dot equals of the in song list. Song list of the index I. Song list of index I is equal to our in song list of the index I, like this. Last but not least. Okay. Last but not least, we need to increment it. Okay. We need to I++. I++ like this. And also like a for loop. Okay. Like a for loop. There is a stopping condition. Okay. There is a stopping condition like this. Okay. So we need to copy this one. Okay. While if it's like this, and also whether it's same. So this one we can actually use this one shorter. Song list like this. Can follow this one. Can follow. Song list and in song list both can use for the stopping condition. Because right, okay, because you look in here. In this boolean, right, okay, in this boolean, we already make sure, okay, this song list length is equal to our in song list length. This two length is the same, okay, this two length is the same. We need to keep iterating, okay, because the length is the same already. This part, can you understand? Okay, if the length is the same, okay, if the array length is same, then we proceed, okay, If the array length is same, right, then we start. This is actually a for loop. Okay, this is just like a for loop. Okay, this is just like a for loop. You see your for loop for I equals 0, right? I also use I equals 0. Okay, this part can understand. You see we got a stopping condition also. This one is I less than our in song list stop length, correct or not? But our array length is the same already, In here we already know our array length is the same. So if our array length is same, right? This one length is same, This is same as this one. So I just use the song list length. If I less than our song list length, like this. And also while it's still same, okay? While it's still same, then we just keep comparing, okay? Then we return the boolean. Can understand this function? Can understand? Okay, sure. So for this one, cannot, okay? Line 170, you need to change, okay? Line 70 is not comparing like this. You need to change it become compare song list, okay? Compare song list with our in album, okay? In album, get song list, like this, like this, compare, okay? Can follow? And then lastly, okay? Lastly, we are returning the same boolean, okay? Lastly, we return the same boolean like this, we are done with the equals method. Done, okay? We are done with the equals method. Wow.